Hi everyone, Elite Assassin here. Today I want to talk to you guys about the Battlefield Hardline Beta. Now I've had about 5 hours to play around in the beta and test out the different game types. So I want to give you guys my thoughts and opinions. And first off, I wanted to kind of address what I've been seeing around the internet. There seems to be two schools of thoughts. Either you think this game it should be DLC, that it doesn't stand on its own 2 feet and it won't be worth $60, or they feel like it's too different from Battlefield and just doesn't quite work. In my opinion, I don't feel either of those two ways. Now, I put maybe close to 200 hours into Battlefield 4's multiplayer. I played all 5 DLCs, expansions, and to me, this does not feel like one of the DLC expansions. I have friends who put well close to 600 hours into Battlefield 4. They feel kind of the same way. So at least, my experiences aren't coming from someone who put maybe 10 hours into Battlefield 4. I kind of have some experience with the game, how it plays, and to me, it's not really that close where I feel it's not going to be worth the money, or that I feel like it's just a quick, knockoff for extra money. To me, it feels like it plays differently, and I can see where people who maybe just play the Conquest mode feel that it's a cheap knockoff, that's a cheap grab for a buck, and that to me is because Conquest really isn't the star of this game, whereas Conquest is the bread and butter of Battlefield. In Hardline, in this beta, it is not. That is definitely not where this game shines, and if that's all people really tried, then I can see why they probably feel like that. Now I'll get into the maps and game types in a little bit. First, I just kind of want to talk about the gameplay. The first thing that really grabbed me about this game is the fact that the time to kill is much faster than previous Battlefields. Online, when I was talking to Lurker Zero, I kind of hopefully didn't scare him off by saying that it was kind of Call of Duty-esque, and that's kind of what it reminded me of. To me, in Battlefield, it did have a somewhat slower time to kill, and at least the gunplay felt, better to me than Call of Duty. It felt like that if you got first shot on somebody, you weren't guaranteed a kill if your aim wasn't very good. There was still a chance that they could beat you, or that if someone dropped on you, but you had the better accuracy, you could still beat them, where in Call of Duty I find that's 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 times not the case. So to me, the gunplay in Battlefield always has been better and why I enjoy it more. However, I feel in this game, the gunplay really isn't fun, I guess, because I've been killed with SMGs from ridiculous distances away. I've been killed shotguns from very far away. It just seems like every gun kills so damn fast. It's taking a while for me to adjust to it, so to me that was definitely a very glaring part of the gameplay. Another part of the gameplay that's different from other Battlefields is the classes. Well, at least different from Battlefield 4. I know older Battlefields, like Battlefield 2 was more like this. But the weapons you have for your classes are set. Unlike Battlefield 4 where you had all class weapons such as carbines, DMRs, and shotguns, all the weapons are pretty much class specific. So the guns you have for the operator class, you don't have for the professional class. Now some equipment like the zip line and grappling hook and gas mask, as well as all your pistols, are for every class, but your main primary weapons are not. So if you like assault rifles, you're going to want to stick with the operator. If you like sniper rifles, you're going to want to stick with professional. Sorry. My voice is not cooperating right now. But I definitely like how it fits you into a role, so the class you choose will be the class and the gameplay that you fit, that you think fits your style. So I definitely like that, so every class does feel a little bit unique. Another interesting gameplay element is the fact that launchers like the RPG and the Small and the Stinger are now map pickups. They are not part of the engineer-like class. I don't remember what that's called in this game, so sorry about that. But if you want to take care of vehicles, You're gonna have to go look on the map. LMGs are also on the map in some cases, so finding those battle pickups is definitely a priority and definitely very useful. Also, unlike other Battlefield games, this game's unlock system is money based, kind of like, I kind of compare it to Black Ops 1, kind of how you had the money system to unlock things. And what's really neat is that you can actually unlock guns and attachments mid-game. So that's definitely really interesting. You know, once you get that threshold of money for a gun you wanted, you could buy it right then in-game and equip it. And I definitely like how that feature is implemented, and I like how that goes. Also, from a menu standpoint, they definitely included a lot of the improvements to Battlefield, like the squad join feature, so I was very happy to see that. And you could adjust your loadouts from, you know, just the main menu. You can't only adjust them in game like Battlefield 4, so thank God they brought that back. Alright, moving on to the game types and maps. I'm going to start with Conquest. Like I said before, if you've only played the Conquest part or majority of Conquest, I can see where people are saying that this is just a expansion. The map, in my opinion, does not fit Conquest very well. I don't think Dust Bowl shows Conquest to its strengths. However, I have seen that, you know, some of the new elements added into the game, like the zipline and grappling hook, definitely make Conquest more interesting and make moving around the map more dynamic. I also feel that maybe some more destruction on these maps maybe would feel a little better. Dust Bowl definitely doesn't have that much destruction, so that part's a little bit disappointing. But overall, and that's something that's more for overall the maps, not just this map, but kind of wanted to point that out. So overall, I feel like the Conquest mode and the map they provided were not very strong, and it's definitely not the strong point of this beta. Now, Hardwire is a game mode that I dabbled with a little bit. It's definitely not my cup of tea. It's a mode for people who like to drive. The idea is you want to capture the cars that are marked on the map. Unlike, you know, Conquest where you capture points, in this you capture cars, and the faster you drive or the longer you drive at high speeds, the faster your enemy points drain until, you know, one team wins. I found it to be a very fun game type, but just not my style, as I'm not someone who likes to drive in cars. But the fact that you can now lean out windows and stuff like that is definitely highlighted in this game type, and I definitely think it's worth giving a shot. It's definitely one of the new game types that shows that it fits more in this game because of the cops robbers motif. So, you know, again, it's, I think, a little bit stronger than Conquest because it fits the theme of the game more. But personally, you know, I don't have as much fun in it as I did in Conquest. That leads me to Heist, which I think is the gem of this beta. Heist is what it sounds like. You're robbing a bank, and to me, kind of feels like Hardline's take on the Rush game type. Basically, the first phase is the cops trying to stop robbers from breaking into a bank vault, and the robbers trying to get into the vault. In my experiences, I've never stopped a team or been stopped from getting into the vault. It's very hard to stop that first assault. And after that, the robbers have to take 2 bags to 3 different points. Now the closest point, which I think is normally point C, disappears after time or after a failed attempt. I'm not quite sure why it disappears, but it's only there for a limited time, and it's the closest drop-off point and hard to defend, but once you defend it and it's gone, it makes the game a lot more tense. To me, this game type is where the beta really shows its merit and really shines, and it was definitely my favorite part of the beta. Alright guys, now I want to hear from you. If you guys have tried the beta, what do you think of it? Do you think it's more of just an expansion? And what game types have you tried if that is the case? I definitely want to know why people are feeling the way they are, so feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll definitely, take my time, read them, and respond if I can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I should have another video out for you guys later today that will probably be around this length and definitely something different than I'm used to putting out. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and hope you guys have a good day. And right before I went to hit render, I realized that the audio was all kinds of screwed up. And I didn't want to put that up for you guys because it's not something I would have wanted to listen to. I definitely didn't want you guys to go through that because it was pretty rough. So